सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं परमानन्दमाधवम्। सर्ववेदान्तसिद्धान्त गोचरं तमगोचरं गोविन्दं परमानन्दं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। So we are seeing this wonderful portion in Vivekachoodamani, where the student has now, through the guidance of the Guru, through his own effort of clarifying, reflecting and meditating, has reached the highest knowledge, has reached that experience of Brahma Atma Aikya. And now the student is voicing the experience. Okay, this is very unique and very interesting. Okay, generally we hear all these things from the Guru's mouth, but this is the student who has become now the Guru, has become the realized master. That is where we are. We have to see from verse number 491. Am I right? Right. Let us chant the verse. Please repeat. Akartāhamabhoktāham.
Akartāhamabhoktāham.
Avikaro'hamakriyaḥ. śuddhabodhasvarūpo'haṃ.
śuddhabodhasvarūpo'haṃ.
kevalo'haṃ sadāśivaḥ. akartāhamabhoktāham. avikaro'hamakriyaḥ. śuddhabodhasvarūpo'haṃ. kevalo'haṃ sadāśivaḥ. He says, aham akarta. I am the non-doer. I am not a doer. Akarta. Abhokta aham. And I am not even the enjoyer. Why? If you are not doer, then you will not be an enjoyer also. Akartāham abhoktāham. Avikaraha aham. I am without any modification. Vikara means modifications, thoughts. Aham avikaraha. I am without any modifications. Akriyaha aham. And I am without any action. So I am neither the doer nor the enjoyer. I do not have the modifications, and I am not having any modifications, and I am not performing any action also. Who am I then? śuddhabodhasvarūpo'haṃ. Svarūpah aham. I am of the nature of śuddhabodha, pure consciousness. Nothing else I am. I am just of the nature of that supreme consciousness. Kevalah aham. Kevala is very interesting word. Kevala means what? I am alone. Not lonely. I am alone. Kevalah. I am one. We in English, not English actually, but in Indian English we say, no? One and only. One and only. That one and only is this Brahman, and therefore Jivan Mukta is also Kevalaha. One and only. It's nothing else. Nobody else. This Kevala we have earlier also seen. What does it indicate? It indicates Sajatiya, Vijatiya, Swagata Bheda Rahitaha. In Atma Bodha, etc. also this word comes. That I do not have any kind of distinction. All these now we have seen earlier. Sajatiya Bheda. Between the same species there are differences. Vijatiya Bheda. Between different species there are differences. Swagata. Within one person there are different parts. None of these kinds of distinctions are there for this Jivan Mukta. Therefore I am Kevala. Or sometimes it will be mentioned as Desha Kala Vastu Aparichinnaha. Aparichinna, not limited by space, time and object. Why? These are the three things that are binding. Desha Kala and Vastu. I am neither limited by space, nor limited by time, nor limited by object. I am Kevala. Means I alone am. There is nothing other than me. Sadāśivaḥ. I am ever auspicious, ever calm. That is what eternal consciousness I am. That is what I am. Now you see, these words have got a lot of meaning now because the person has experienced. I also can say these words for my meditation. I am sitting and I am saying akartāhamabhoktāhamavikāro'haṃ, avikaroham, akriyaḥ. I can say that. That is good for my meditation. But this is coming from somebody who has realized. And therefore, it strikes. That is what I am. Then what? Continues. Just verses after verses is continuing. Verse number 492. Draṣṭuḥ. We'll have to change the tune. Draṣṭuḥ kartuh. Bhokturvibhinna evāham. Nitya nirantara nishkriya nisīma. Asanga purṇabodhātma. Draṣṭuḥ śroturvaktuḥ kartuh. Bhokturvibhinna evāham. Nitya nirantara nishkriya nisīma. Asanga purṇabodhātma. I was thinking yesterday that why Shankaracharya suddenly is using this kind of odd meter. The first line has some number of letters, the second line has more number of letters, doesn't follow any particular meter also. It's so far nice, na? Akartāhamabhoktāham. There is a rhythm, there is a nice meter is going on. Suddenly he is putting why? Then I thought maybe because the experience is beyond any words, no? How can you put any rhythm to it? Draṣṭuḥ, śroturvaktuḥ, kartuh, bhokturvibhinna evāham. I am vibhinna, I am different. Different from what? Draṣṭuḥ vibhinna. I am different from the seer, drashta. Śrotuḥ vibhinna. Different from the hearer. Vaktuḥ vibhinna. I am different from the speaker. Kartuḥ vibhinna. I am different from the doer. Bhoktuḥ vibhinna. I am different from the enjoyer also. Okay, so here draṣṭuḥ, śrotuḥ, vaktuḥ, kartuḥ, bhoktuḥ, all these are in Panchami Ekvachan. All are rikaranta shabdas. Therefore, draṣṭr shabda is, pratipadika is. The Panchami becomes draṣṭuḥ, śrotuḥ, vaktuḥ, kartuḥ, bhoktuḥ, vibhinna. I am different from all these things. Means what? I am not seeing, I am not hearing anything, I am not speaking anything, I am not doing anything, I am not enjoying anything. Who am I then? So in the first line, it is said, who am I not? Second line, it says, who I am. One line full is one word. Nitya nirantara nishkriya nisima asanga purna bodhatma. I am that Atma. I am that self. What is the nature of that self? That is explained in all the remaining words. Nitya, always, eternal. Nirantara, unbroken. Nirantara, antara, breaks are not there. Space, gap is not there. Nishkriya, actionless. Nisima, without any sima, boundary. Nisima, without any boundary. Asanga, unattached, totally detached. Purnabodha, you can keep it separately also. Purna means infinite, full. Bodha means consciousness. Or you can say Purnabodha, full of consciousness. Right? That is what I am. I am not the jiva who sees, hears, speaks, does and enjoys. I am not. Who am I? I am that pure consciousness, that self. That is who I am. Continues, verse number 493. Nāhamidaṃ nāhamado'pyubhayoravabhāsakaṃ. Avabhāsakaṃ paraṃ śuddham. Bāhyābhyantaraśūnyaṃ pūrṇaṃ. brahmādvitīyamevāham. Nāhamidaṃ nāhamado'pyubhayoravabhāsakaṃ. Avabhāsakaṃ paraṃ śuddham. Bāhyābhyantaraśūnyaṃ pūrṇaṃ. brahmādvitīyamevāham. Na aham idam. I am not this. Na aham adaha. I am not that. I am not this. I am not that. Api ubhayoho avabhāsakam. But I am avabhāsakam, illuminator, ubhayoho, of the both. Of both means, what both? This and that. I am not this. This means that which is in front, which is drishya, which is sthula, which I can see. That means something that I cannot see, sukshma, paroksha. It's pratyaksha, paroksha. I am not this, I am not that, but I am the illuminator of this and that. Ubhayoho api avabhāsakam. Param, I am supreme. Śuddham, I am pure. Bāhyābhyantaraśūnyaṃ, without any concept of bāhya outside, abhyantara inside. Shunyam, there is no such concept of outside and inside for Brahman. Why? Because it is infinite. Something that is limited in space will have something called as outside and inside. Yes or no? See, building or room. Room is having limitation of space. Therefore, what do we say? I am inside the room, you are outside the room. this body. Then whatever is inside body, I say this is me, outside thing is not me. This outside, inside, this kind of feeling, this kind of concept, notion is coming from where? From limitedness, from limitation of space. Bāhyābhyantaraśūnyaṃ. I am neither, I don't have the notion of outside and inside. In Upanishads, etc., it will be mentioned as sabāhyābhyantaraḥ. It is both inside and outside, which means same, bāhyābhyantaraśūnyaṃ. It means same. Because if I say that I am both inside and outside, what it means is there is nothing called as inside and outside. I alone am. So the concept of outside, bāhya, inside, abhyantara, that concept itself is not there. Pūrṇaṃ. Why? Because I am infinite. Brahma, that supreme Brahman, I am. Advitīyam, non-dual. Evāham, I am that Brahman which is non-dual. So, I am not this, I am not that. See, interestingly, the mantra that we chant at the end of every class is pūrṇamadaḥ, pūrṇamidam, pūrṇamudachyate. Correct? Pūrṇamadaḥ, that is purna, that is infinite. Pūrṇamidam, this is purna. Purnāt purnamudachyate. From that purna, this purna has come. Purnasya purnamadaya purnamevāvashaśyate. If you remove that purna, if you remove this purna from that purna alone remains. Means what? That purna infinite is Brahman. On this Brahman, this infinite world is superimposed. And because it is superimposed on the infinite Brahman, this is also infinite. There is no end to the world also. Why? The length of snake that you are seeing on top of rope is exactly same as the length of the rope. As big the rope, so big the snake. Purnamadaḥ purnamidam. Purnāt purnamudachyate. This has come from that. Come from that means as though come from that. And therefore, if you remove this from that, that will alone will remain. If you remove infinity from infinity, infinity remains. Infinity minus infinity is not zero. Infinity minus infinity is infinity. Mathematics also says the same thing. Now that is a different context, and therefore what is it saying? That is infinite, this is infinite. Now here he is saying that I am not this. This indicates gross world. I am not that. That indicates subtle world here. Here that adaha is not indicating Brahman. Why? Next line you see, ubhayoho avabhāsakaṃ. I am the illuminator of both. Nothing can illuminate Brahman, no? So adaha, adas shabda, no? Again another sarvanam, which means that, which is far. Far means not perceivable. Okay, so here idam means, this means gross, adaha means that which is subtle. I am neither gross nor subtle, but actually I am the illuminator of both gross and subtle. That is who I am. This changes everything. This changes everything. I am not the body, but I am the illuminator of the body. I am not the mind, I am the illuminator of the mind. So anything happens to the body, nothing can happen to the illuminator. Anything happens to the mind also, nothing can happen to the illuminator. That illuminator I am. Of the nature of supreme, paraṃ, śuddham, pure, bāhyābhyantaraśūnyaṃ, without any concept of outside and inside, purṇaṃ, advitīyam Brahma. That infinite, non-dual Brahman, evāham, that alone I am. Right? Continues, verse number 394. nirupamamanāditattvaṃ
nirupamamanāditattvaṃ
tvamahamidamada iti kalpanādūram
tvamahamidamada iti kalpanādūram
nityānandaikarasaṃ satyam
nityānandaikarasaṃ satyam
brahmādvitīyamevāham
brahmādvitīyamevāham
nirupamamanāditattvaṃ tvamahamidamada iti kalpanādūram nityānandaikarasaṃ satyam brahmādvitīyamevāham. Nirupamam anāditattvaṃ. Nirupamam, that which cannot have any upama. Upama means comparison, simile. It is incomparable. Anāditattvaṃ, it is anadi, beginningless reality. Tattvam, tattvam means reality, and that reality word means it is beginningless and endless also, because it is reality. Anāditattvaṃ, tvam, you, aham, I, idam, this, adaha, that, iti kalpanādūram, far from all such concepts and imaginations. You, me, this, that, no such concept is there in that Brahman. Who are you? I am Brahman. Who am I? I am Brahman. What is this? This is Brahman. What is that? That is also Brahman. Means what? Brahman alone is. There is no concept of you, me, this, that. Nothing is there. Tvamahamidam ida adaha iti kalpanādūram. nityānandaikarasaṃ. Rasam. It is essence. Eka. Of one eternal bliss. Nityānanda. Nityānanda ekarasam. One single essence of eternal bliss. One thing is there. There is no division, there is no concept of this, that, you, me, nothing. Satyam. It is paramarthika satya. Trikalepi tishtati iti sat. That satyam, that supreme truth, it is. Advitiyam brahma evāham. That non-dual Brahman, I am. That is who I am. This you, me, this, that, etc. is in the concept of world, is in the purview of ignorance. I don't have any such notions. I am that one pure consciousness, Brahman. That is who I am. Now what? Now he again gets into the meter and continues to say, I am everything. Everybody's self is myself. I am even the Lord, God that you worship. That also me only. Who is that? Let us see. Verse number 495. nārāyaṇo'haṃ narakāntako'haṃ
nārāyaṇo'haṃ narakāntako'haṃ
purāntako'haṃ puruṣo'hamīśaḥ
purāntako'haṃ puruṣo'hamīśaḥ
akhaṇḍabodho'hamaśeṣasākṣī
akhaṇḍabodho'hamaśeṣasākṣī
nirīśvaro'haṃ nirahaṃ ca nirmamah
nirīśvaro'haṃ nirahaṃ ca nirmamah
nārāyaṇo'haṃ narakāntako'haṃ purāntako'haṃ puruṣo'hamīśaḥ akhaṇḍabodho'hamaśeṣasākṣī nirīśvaro'haṃ nirahaṃ ca nirmamah. Nārayaṇah aham. I am that Narayana. Narayana, one meaning of Narayana is, of course, Bhagavan Vishnu. We use the word Narayana for Bhagavan Vishnu. But the literal meaning is what? Narasya ayanam. That which is the goal of a human being. That Brahman is also me. Nārayaṇah aham. narakāntakah aham. Narakāntakah, antaka means destroyer, killer. Killer of naraka, hell. Destroyer of hell. Who is that? In Rudhi Artha, Narakantaka is the name of Lord Krishna. Because he killed Narakasura, no? We know the story. Narakasura had kept so many, princes kidnapped and kept there, and he went and he killed Narakasura on Naraka Chaturdashi, Deepavali, one day before. Right? So, Narakāntako'haṃ. I am Vishnu, I am Krishna also. Oh, Vedji, how dare you? Arey, what to do? I don't want to be, but I am. What can I do? The Shishya is saying, I am that. Narakāntako'haṃ. Purāntako'haṃ. I am the destroyer of the Pura. Pura means city. Now, this Purāntaka is the generally in Rudhi Artha, we call Lord Shiva as Purāntaka. Again, a story from Puranas is there, no? That he destroyed those 3 Puras. Tripurari. Purnima is there, no? Tripurari Purnima. Purnima, when Lord Shiva destroyed these 3 cities. The 3 cities, of course, represent the 3 upadhis, 3 shariras, gross, subtle and causal. He destroyed them. Purāntako'haṃ. Puruṣo'hamīśaḥ. I am that supreme being. Ishaḥ, who is called as Lord, that is me. See, this is exactly Sarvatma Bhava. We remember always the famous verse of Hanumanji, when Bhagavan Sri Rama asked him, what is the relationship between you and me? He said, Deha buddhyatu dasoham. From the standpoint of the body, I am your servant. Deha buddhyatu dasoham. Jiva buddhyatu adamshakah. From the standpoint of Jiva, I am your part. Why? Because you are Ishvara, you are everything. I am part of you. Atma buddhyatu, but from the standpoint of the self, tvamevāham. You and me both are one and the same. Iti me nishchitamati. This is my firm conviction. See? From the standpoint of body, I am your servant. From the standpoint of Jiva, you are the Lord Ishvara, I am part of you. One Jiva among many. And you are my Lord. But from the standpoint of self, we both are same. Why? Because there is one self. Self in me is the same self in you. Sarva Atma Bhava. This is what it is. akhaṇḍabodho'haṃ aśeṣasākṣī. akhaṇḍabodho'haṃ. I am akhaṇḍabodha. Akhaṇḍabodha means unbroken consciousness. Aśeṣasākṣī. Aśeṣa, without leaving anything. Sakshi, witness. I am the witness of everything. Nirīśvaro'haṃ. This is the brilliant thing. Nirīśvara means 2 meanings. Nirīśvara, one meaning is one who doesn't have any Ishvara for him. Means I don't have anyone above me. Nirīśvara. Another meaning is I am not the Ishvara. Means I am that Brahman, even beyond it. After explaining that I am Ishvara, see, he said I am Vishnu, I am Krishna, I am Shiva, I am that Purusha, I am Isha, puruṣo'hamīśaḥ. Now he says nirīśvaro'haṃ. Nirīśvara means one meaning is yasya Ishvaraha nasti. One for whom there is nobody above him. He is the final Ishvara. Another meaning is I am not even Ishvara, I am that Brahman. Nirīśvaro'haṃ nirahaṃ nirmamaha. Nirahaṃ, without the concept of I, free from I-ness. Nirmamaha, without the concept of myness. Niraham nirmamaha cha. I am beyond the concept of I and my. That is who I am. I am everything. Continues. Next verse. Sarveshu bhuteshvaham samsthitah. Jnānātmanāntarbahirāśrayah san. Bhokta ca bhogyam swayameva sarvam. Yadyat prithak drishtamidantaya pura. Sarveshu bhuteshvaham samsthitah. Jnānātmanāntarbahirāśrayah san. Bhokta ca bhogyam swayameva sarvam. Yadyat prithak drishtamidantaya pura. Vah. Sarveshu bhuteshu ahameva samsthitah. In all beings, I alone am sitting. I alone am seated. I am the true resident of all beings. Why? Because I am the self of all. I alone am the self of everything. Jnana Atmana. How are you sitting? As that Jnana Atma. As the self of the nature of consciousness. As that self, I alone am sitting in all the jivas, all the bhutas, all the beings. Antaha bahihi ashraya san. I am, how am I sitting? Being the support, ashraya, of whatever is there inside and whatever is there outside. Antaha bahihi ashraya san. Sarveshu bhuteshu ahameva jnanatmana samsthitah. I am the support for whatever is inside. What is inside? Prana, mana, indriya, buddhi, etc. Whatever is outside the world of objects. I am the support for both. I am the support for both. Bhokta cha bhogyam swayameva sarvam. I am the enjoyer, karta, the subject, and I am also what is being enjoyed, bhogyam, the object. Both the subject and object are me alone. Yat yat prithak drishtam idantaya pura. Pura, earlier means what? When I was in ignorance. Yat yat drishtam, whatever was seen, as what? Prithak, as something different from me. Idantaya, as this. All that is me alone. Sarvam, that word sarvam is explained here. See, bhokta cha bhogyam swayameva sarvam. I alone am everything. What do you mean by everything? If you alone are, then how can the word everything come? Everything is pura. From the earlier context of the ignorance, whatever I was seeing as something outside, different from me, as this, everything is me alone. Earlier I was seeing it distinct, prithakta, idamtaya, as this. And therefore I was the seer, everything else was the seen. I was the enjoyer, everything was being enjoyed. Now what? I am both. The enjoyer also and enjoyed also. Whatever was seen earlier as distinct from me, as this, the entire world, is now, I realize, recognize as me alone. Me alone. This is the greatest service that a human being can do to the world. To understand that there is no difference in the world. Even in our simple life, the more we start identifying with a higher thing, the lesser differences we start seeing, our life becomes a meaningful service to the world. Imagine somebody who recognizes that the whole world is me. That is something which is way beyond. It's not a selfish purpose. It's the most sacred, most selfless purpose. Why? Because you are giving up all the distinctions. Very, 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 very rare is this. Such people are extremely, extremely, extremely rare. Therefore, this is the greatest selfless thing. I am everything. The subject also, the object also. Whatever was seen earlier in the ignorance as something different from me, something as this, all that is me alone. Then what is this world? Next verse, 497. Mayyakhanda sukham bodhau bahudha vishvavichayah utpadyante viliyante maya maruta vibhramat. Mayyakhanda sukham bodhau bahudha vishvavichayah utpadyante viliyante maya maruta vibhramat. Mai, in me, akhanda sukha ambodhau. Akhanda, unbroken. Sukha, bliss. Ambho, ambhas. Ambhas means water. Ambodhau or ambodhi. Ambodhi means ocean. Ambodhau, in the ocean. 7th, Saptami Vibhakti. Mai akhanda sukham bodhau. In me, in this ocean of supreme bliss. So I am of the nature of supreme bliss. I am compared with ocean. In this ocean, what? Bahudha vishvavichayah. Bahudha, variously, vishwa, world. Vichayah, vichayah means waves. Vichi, vichi means wave. Plural, vichayah. Many, many worlds, the waves of worlds, utpadyante, are born. Viliyante, they merge back. In me, the worlds are born and worlds merge back in me. How? Just as in the ocean, waves are born and waves merge back. But Vedji, yes. Why are the waves born? Maya maruta vibhramat. Waves are born in the ocean because of the wind. Isn't it? What is the wind here? Maya is the wind here. Maya, being the wind, creates this delusion as though the worlds are born, as though the worlds are merging. This all is just a play of Maya. In me, in that unbroken ocean of, in me who is the ocean of unbroken bliss, the waves of the world, many, many waves of the world are born and merge because of the delusion created by the wind of Maya. Metaphor, understand the metaphor. I am compared with the self is compared with the ocean. Worlds are compared with the waves. And wind is compared with Maya. Maya is compared with wind. Okay? Means what? Nothing is born, nothing is dying. I alone am. Nothing is happening. Forget about my own life. Worlds themselves are not there. Why are you worried? I remain Brahman always. Now from next verse onwards, he starts the second phase of his experience. So this first phase of experience was related to Sarvatma Bhava from verse number 480 to 497. Now from 498 to 512, next 15 verses are to explain how I am untouched, asanga. That kind of experience is now coming out. Let us read verse number 498. स्थूलादिभावा मयि कल्पिता भ्रमात् आरोपितानुस्फुरणेन लोकैः काले यथा कल्पकवत्सरायण ऋत्वादयो निष्कलनिर्विकल्पे स्थूलादिभावा मयि कल्पिता भ्रमात् आरोपितानुस्फुरणेन लोकैः काले यथा कल्पकवत्सरायण ऋत्वादयो निष्कलनिर्विकल्पे स्थूल आदि भावाः मयि भ्रमात् कल्पिताः. These notions, bhavas, notions of sthula etc., gross etc., means sthula sharira, sukshma sharira, karana sharira, all these kind of notions, mayi kalpitaha, are imagined on me, imagined in me, brahmat, due to delusion. Aropita anusphuranena. How are they? How are they imagined? Aropita anusphuranena. Because of the repeated spurana, repeated manifestation of aropita, of the superimposition. Because of the continuous manifestations of the superimpositions, this gross, subtle, causal, that itself is aropita, no? Superimposition. Because of that continuous manifestation, these notions are imagined on me. Lokaihi, by people. I don't have any such notion. What is he saying? I don't have any notion. These are imagined by other people by saying that this is your gross body, this is your subtle body, this is your causal body, you are changing, you are becoming old, now you will die. All this is what? All these are imagined on me by people outside. Like what? Yatha kale, on time or in time, nishkala nirvikalpe kale. See the last word, nishkala nirvikalpe, which is nishkala, without any part. Nirvikalpa, which is absolute, without any thought, without anything else. On that time, we people have created these notions. What notions? Kalpaka, one kalpa, one cycle of creation. Vatsara, Vatsara means year, for us 1 year, samvatsara. Ayana, Ayana, Dakshinayana, Uttarayana, what is called? Solstice, no? In English it's called solstice. The two solstices are there, no? Dakshinayana and Uttarayana. Rutu, Adaya. Rutu is season. According to Indian calculation of time, 6 Rutus are there. 6 seasons are there. According to Western, 4, I think. 4 seasons are there. Whatever. What is all this? All these things are imagined on time. Time doesn't have any such thing. See, for us to understand how much time has passed, we have created this kind of distinction in time, no? That one kalpa, one cycle of creation. In that cycle of creation, there are 4 yugas. In each yuga, there are then how many? 14 manvantaras. In each manu's time, then there are 70. We have created all these kind of things. Not in each yuga, 41, I don't remember now. 71 into 14, na? Yeah, that becomes 1000. Right. So all these things are created in that kalpa. Then we come year, then one solstice, 6 months, then 2 months, one rutu, then one month, then within month also fortnights, 2 fortnights, then within fortnight also 2 weeks, within weeks also 7 days, within day also 24 hours, within hours also minutes, within minutes also seconds, and we are not happy with it. So we create milliseconds, nanoseconds, picoseconds, this second, that second. What are we doing? We are imagining all these kind of notions in that partless absolute time. Partless absolute time. We have created these kind of notions. Actually, none of these notions exist for time. You ask the time, how much time has passed? He says, I don't know. Why? Because time cannot be, we are just calculating based on our life. For that absolute time, what is the calculation? In the same way, sthūlādibhāvāha mai kalpitāha brahmāt. This gross body, subtle body, causal body, these are the distinctions. These are the imaginary concepts imagined by people. Lokaihi kalpita. Why? Because of aropita anusphuranena. Because of the continuous manifestations of the superimposition. Actually, they don't exist in me. They don't exist in me means what? Means they don't touch me. How can you say they don't exist and therefore they don't touch you? Because whatever is superimposed cannot touch the substratum. Next verse, verse number 499. Aropitam nāshrayadūṣakam bhavet. Kadapi mūಢairmati doṣadūṣitaihi. Nārdrīkarotyūṣarabhūmibhāgam. Marīchikāvāri mahāpravāha. Aropitam nāshrayadūṣakam bhavet. Kadapi mūಢairmati doṣadūṣitaihi. Nārdrīkarotyūṣarabhūmibhāgam. Marīchikāvāri mahāpravāha. What a beautiful thing. Says, Aropitam ashrayadūṣakam na bhavet kadapi. Aropitam, that which is superimposed. Ashrayadūṣakam, it never, na kadapi bhavet, it never becomes something which can impure the substratum. Contaminator of the substratum, the superimposition can never become. Why? Because superimposed object can never touch the substratum. See, he is making a point. Aropitam ashrayadūṣakam na kadapi bhavet. And why it is aropitam? Mūಢaihi aropitam. It is superimposed by fools. What do you mean fools? Mati dosha dushitaihi mūಢaihi aropitam. Those who have got, whose mind is sullied by this fault called as ignorance or delusion, by such fools, what is superimposed? That superimposed thing cannot contaminate the substratum. There is another patha also, patha bheda also is there. Mūಢaihi atidosha dushitaihi. Mūఢair atidosha dushitaihi. That is also there in few books. Atidosha means ignorance. Extreme fault. Atidosha dushitaihi mūఢaihi. Those fools who have got this fault of ignorance, who are contaminated, sullied by the fault of ignorance, because of their fault in their mind, they are superimposing something on something else, but whatever is superimposed cannot contaminate the substratum. Like what? Example is given in the next line. Na ardri karoti. Na ardri karoti. It does not make wet. Wet. What? Ushara bhumi bhagam. Ushara bhumi bhagam. The part of desert land. And what does not make that part of desert land wet? Marichika vari mahapravaha. Marichika vari. Marichika means mirage. Vari means water. Mahapravaha means great flow. The great flow of mirage water does not make the part of desert land wet. On a desert, you are not just imagining small puddle of water, but even if you are imagining a river flowing through the desert, the water of river that you are imagining will not wet the desert sand. Why? Because that river is imagined. It is not actually there. The substratum sand is not touched by the superimposed water. The substratum rope is not contaminated by the superimposed snake. You may superimpose a deadly black cobra, but the rope will not become poisonous because you have superimposed snake or black cobra on it. In the same way, what? All these stuladi bhavas are superimposed on me. They do not contaminate me. I don't become sthula, sukshma or karana. I don't become asti, jayate, vardate, etc. I don't become all that. Why? Because superimposed cannot touch the substratum. What a beautiful point. If you want, you can highlight. Aropitam nashraya dushakam bhavet. Aropitam ashraya dushakam na bhavet. Kadapi. Never it will become. It will never. The superimposed can never contaminate the substratum. Continues. Same thought, that I am that untouched. Beautiful. 4 things he is comparing himself with. Verse number 500. Akashavalle paviduragoham. Adityavadbhasya vilakshanoham. Aharyavanitya vinischaloham. Ambodhivatparavivarjitoham. Akashavalle paviduragoham. Adityavadbhasya vilakshanoham. Aharyavanitya vinischaloham. Ambodhivatparavivarjitoham. He says, Akashavat lepa viduragaha aham. Aham, I, lepa viduragaha. Lepa means contamination. Viduragaha, far from contamination I am. Like what? Akashavat, like space. Like space is not contaminated by anything. See, what a beautiful example. Sometimes when we are traveling, we have a particular area from where a very bad smell comes. Generally, when we are traveling, etc., we go through such areas. Correct? Now, though, most of you will not know this because you all travel in AC cars. AC trains, flights. So, but you remember once upon a time when we used to travel, there used to be this area which has bad smell. There will also be an area which is like close to some garden or something from which very, very fragrant smell used to come. Whether a foul smell or a fragrant smell, none of these two touch the space. They don't touch the space. Akashavad lepa viduragah. Adityavad bhasya vilakshanaha. I am bhasya vilakshanaha, distinct from what is being illumined. I am illumining everything, but I remain distinct from what is illumined. Like what? Adityavat, like the sun. The sun just illumines. The sun illumines the most auspicious, righteous action also, and sun also illumines the most heinous, immoral action also. But the illuminator sun does not become contaminated by what is happening, what that sun is illumining. The sun doesn't get contaminated. In the same way, I am also illumining everything, but never becoming part, never getting sullied, never getting, impure by the things that I am illumining. Aharyavat nitya vinishchaloham. Aharya means mountain. Aharyavat, like mountain, I am nitya vinishchalaha. I am ever unmoving. I don't move. I am always unmoving, not doing anything. Ambodhivat. Last comparison. In each pada he is comparing something. Ambodhivat, like ocean. Ambodhi we have just now seen, no? Amba means water. Ambodhi means lot of water, that is ocean. Ambodhivat paravivarjitoham. I am without any para means shore, limit, boundary. I am without all that. Akashavat lepa viduraga. I am far from contamination like space. Bhasya vilakshanaha aham. I am distinct from what is being illumined like the sun. Aharyavat nitya vinishchaloham. I am ever unmoving like the mountain. And I am shoreless, limitless, boundaryless like the ocean. That is who I am. Okay? What a nice confluence. See, today actually we are completing 2 years of this class. It started on 15th August in 2021, 14th August 2022, 13th August 2023, and we are completing the 500 verses of this wonderful text. Few more verses are there, we will see in the coming classes. Okay. Chalo. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevāvashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.